Hello everyone, thank you for watching. In this video, we will be talking a little bit about finger weaving and adding beads to your work. I have a couple of examples for you all. The first example is a streamer and a garter woven by Jesslyn Addie Hudgens. They are a work in progress. Zehi Opata streamer. Zehi buffalo hair. Narrow woven bands of buffalo hair are used for belts and armlets, for straps for tying bundles, and for sacred articles. He, hair of the human body, also the hair of an animal, hair or fur. Yoni, garter, Hinska, bead, modification of the word E, stone, ska, white. This is a word applied to beads of all colors by the Osage and Omaha. In this example, there is one streamer and one garter that is the Arrowhead pattern. For a set, there are 2 of each. Typically, when starting a project for ply, 100% wool is recommended, and size 8 seed beads will work for that size yarn. Note for the streamer and garter, there are no beads above the twilling. We are going to take a closer look at the garter. When you're wanting to add beads, there are certain threads that hold the beads. The threads that have beads strung are the beater threads. They are sometimes a weaver, but not always. Each arrowhead has 4 beater threads. The garter has a total of 16 beater threads total. Location of beaters. For this set, the 2 middle purple threads of each arrowhead, which are weavers, and the turquoise blue and red threads lining the arrowhead are the beaters in this example. Now that we've reviewed the streamer and garter, let's take a look at a lady's belt. Here is a lady's belt. Zehi, buffalo hair. Narrow woven bands of buffalo hair are used for belts and armlets, for straps or tying bundles, and for sacred articles. The belt middle has 4 arrowheads. Beater threads. For the belt middle, there are a total of 16 beaters for this side of the belt. For the belt middle, each hang down has 2 beater threads. Location of beaters. Even though this is still the arrowhead pattern, the beater threads are in a different location than the streamer and garter on this belt. Rather, they are the threads lining the arrowhead and the threads lining the outer edge of the arrowhead. For this example, starting on the left and going to the right, the beaters are the first purple, the first and last red, the 2 middle turquoise blue, the first and last purple, the 2 middle red, the first and last purple, and the 2 middle turquoise, the first and last red, and the last purple thread. This lady's belt is from the Wahzhazhe Cultural Center's Women's Clothing Trunk Collection. As you saw, there are a couple of ways to add beads to your weaving. Now I'm going to show you how they are added. You'll need your project, size 8 seed beads, beeswax, and scissors. Here we have size 8 seed beads that are dynamites by Matsuno of Japan. Another good alternative is the check seed bead. They are round in shape and fairly uniform. Okay, I've done some twilling. If you are not sure how to twill, there is a video that has a twilling demonstration by Anita West titled Anita West Fingerweaving Demonstration. The twilling starts at 30:11. The threads that I am going to choose are the ones in the middle of the arrowhead and the threads beside the arrowhead. And these are the beaders. So to add beads onto this, we're going to wax the ends of these. So we'll take our beeswax and you'll just take the ends and you're gonna rub the beeswax over the ends of these until it gets kind of like a needle. And you'll just keep running it over. And so you'll roll it between your fingers. And I like to get some of the excess off because it can get to be a lot on there sometimes. So I'm just gonna roll it in between my fingers until it gets kind of like a needle. And so we'll take our scissors. We're gonna snip this little end off. And then so now the beads can go on there pretty easy. So I'm gonna string about 20 on each. And then once all the beads are on, we're gonna take them over to the weaving stand and we'll show you how they are woven in. So this is how you add beads onto the ends. Now that we have added beads, let's start weaving. So I'm going to separate my threads. And the first one is up and the last one ends on a down. So I'm going to split the arrowhead but still weave them together. Okay, so when you're working with beads, you're still weaving your pattern. Beads are going to fit in between the rows. If you're having trouble in the beginning, I just recommend placing the beads where they should go, even if they sit like a little wonky. And later on down the line, you can fix them. Here's the bead, and we're going to push it up in between these two rows and continue weaving just as normal. Sometimes when adding beads, the chevron will have more beader threads depending on the setup and colors. So where the beads can fit is where we'll add them. You want to like push them in your work. Also, adding beads to a 3 braid is done the same way. It can be a little tricky in the beginning, but usually that's the hardest part. After a while, you can pull on the beader threads to help straighten out your beads. And also you'll want to flip your work over and make sure that the beads on the back are looking good as well. So you just have to work with them. And this is how you add beads into your weaving. Thank you.